Without further ado, we cross to Williamstown to join your commentary captain, Peter G, with teammates Ross Booth, Phil Cleary and Sam Kekovich. Pete, it must feel like a final out there today.
Well, you've hit the nail right on the head, Charles. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Williamstown Cricket Ground. It is a final. That's how the coaches are approaching it. We've talked about Williamstown Road all year at Port Melbourne. Well, we've come down it today, albeit not across on the ferry, which, alas, is no more. But we're really enjoying it here at Point Gellibrand. The weather is a big talking point always down here. Ross Booth is at ground level to tell us all about it. Good afternoon, Ross.
Good afternoon, Peter. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, it's sunny, but it is windy. The wind's favouring the grandstand end. It was all I could do to hear Peter Waitman, the Preston coach, because he was being drowned out by a working-class hero in the Williamstown room, Jimmy Barnes. But Peter Waitman said it's a qualifying final, use your pace. And Williamstown have sprung a bit of surprise. That big number 16 ruckman, he's supposed to have a hamstring injury, but I think we'll see him playing in the match.
OK, Ross, and in fact you're right. There he is, named in the forward pocket, Big Kim Kershaw, four-time winner of the Seagulls Best and Fairest. So he comes into the lineup, and that means that Nick DiMartino goes out. So they've named an unchanged lineup. The ins and the outs that were named in the paper are incorrect. Well, they've won their last 3 in a row, Williamstown, and for Terry Wheeler, that's ideal form going into the finals.
Yeah, it was good to have turned the corner there some 3 weeks ago, and today we're looking to make it 4 on end. Yeah, consistent winning form is the way to go into finals, that's for sure.
And this game, how are you approaching it? Like a final?
Yes, most definitely. To play for finals from second spot is a lot easier than 3 or 4, and we have today the chance to take second spot, so we really have every intention of making this post a real winner.
And as is usually the case with the Preston Bull Ants, the team that they've given us exactly as it appeared in the press. No change from the team which we saw win last week and seal their place in the finals. Now they're going for the double chance. And really for all the teams in the 4, every match over the last month or more has been vital. For Peter Waitman, the finals start today.
Yes, well, we've been playing for the double chance for 4 or 5 weeks now. So the boys are really acclimatised to it. Today's game is a qualifying final. The winner goes into the second semi with a double chance, and the loser plays in the first semi in a cutthroat game. I think in finals games that the team that's tougher in the mind is the side that comes through, and this is definitely a final, and our boys, to me, look ready for it. They've had the experience, and I think there's 11 players in the Williamstown side that have been in a premiership side, and they've been there and done it, and our guys want to do it.
Well, there are 6 men in the Preston side who've played in a premiership side as well. So, Peter, the weight is not that unevenly distributed as far as a finals experience is concerned. But we're treating it as a final. It's a coaching cliche. We've got 2 men who've used them all during their time as coaches. Phil Cleary with the beard, of course, and Sam Kekovich. Good afternoon, boys.
Good afternoon, Peter. It's going to be a great game, Phil, isn't it?
Yes, it's a special day down at Williamstown. There's no doubt about that wind, and it takes you a little while to get used to it. And I don't want to bag the weather, but really it is windy.
Well, it took him no time at all. All the way around the boundary line, they've been saying, say nice things about our weather.
Been complaining for the last 5 minutes.
They've given me a decent serve, I can tell you.
Well, what about the game? Which way is it going to go?
Well, I think it's going to be a tight encounter. I really, you know, I've been thinking about this game all night. I still can't come up with the answer, but I think there's a couple of guys with an enormous chore there this afternoon. I know when we talk of Preston, we continually talk of the Shaws and the Hallises, but I think there's one guy there today who's got a monumental task today, and that's Jordan. Especially now with the inclusion of Kershaw. He's got...
Well, I bet Neil is glad he didn't know that, or he wouldn't have been able to sleep last night. Barry and Big Kim up against him.
Well, as we know in VFA, it's imperative you get the ball out of the centre, and that's where Williamstown have monopolised play really through the agency of Round and Kershaw, and that's where Jordan's really got a task, Phil.
Well, it's going to be dangerous on the Preston backline too if Round and Kershaw stay there at any length of time. They'll put a lot of pressure. We know Round kicked 7 goals in the last game from the forward line.
Well, here we go. For the first time this season, it's great to be down here at Point Gellibrand, and what a game in prospect. Battle for second place, and that means the double chance going into next week's final series. It's Willy in the blue and yellow going from left to right, and it's Rousel who gets them up towards the forward line. Here's Rickman, caught well, he's lost his Guernsey. Lindsay Carl, first score of the day is a behind to the Seagulls. And they're going with quite a strong breeze in this opening term. You can see the Whitecaps away there on the bay. And here's Ricky Jackson, that's fullback for Preston, has been very consistent over the last 6 weeks. They've won their last 6 in a row, the Bull Ants, 3 in a row for the Seagulls. And there's Smith. Good mark from the kick in. And, well, you'd think you'd go to the defensive side, kicking in there. Bad blue by Ricky Jackson there, bringing out here into the breeze. And as it fell short, Smith has a chance to punish the fullback. A minute into the game. Played a great game down at Sandringham. Grant Smith has split the middle. So a goal comes up a minute and a quarter into the first term. Although there's some Preston fans there, it's the Seagull fans making the noise. 7 points with Preston yet to score.
Well, you're right there, Peter. It was just a cardinal mistake by Jackson to kick to the attacking side. I couldn't believe it when I saw the ball coming out here. As we know here, the breeze is very strong, but it's also important to note that it's a very tricky breeze, Phil, isn't it? It blows directly across into the W.L. Floyd Pavilion.
It's important too, Sam, if you get a goal early with the breeze on a windy day like this, it really lifts the confidence. If Preston could have held them out for a while, they'd be moving much better.
Wind is really plays such a prominent role.
Rayburn, good tackle put on him. Who gets it out? Free kick there. Lindsay Carl. He's done it well. The breeze blowing from right to left across the screen, and second goal. Williamstown now leads 14 points to 0.
Sandy will take the free kick.
Poor kick from McTaggart. He really had time to do something far more constructive than that.
Yes, Sam, I thought he might have come out on his right foot on the attacking side.
Bryan, 60 metres out from goal, puts it up for Shaw. And he's prevented from contesting Kershaw there, who's played on the big fellow. Oh, he's gone backwards. Knew there were plenty of teammates there. Sleverson, they appeal for the free, the knock from Wheeler, and the handball comes out to Del Rey. Bounces nicely for Taylor. Well, really difficult to judge. Burrows, the unmarked Hallis. Clever pass to Nicolo. Sure. Well, he slipped Di Martino there. Further out this time, but he will have learnt the lesson. And learned it very well.
And that's a great goal from Shaw. And more important from Preston's point of view, goal into the breeze keeps them in touch.
There's those passes, Sam. Look at that one straight to Hallis. Slips it over nicely. See Nicolo take the mark.
I wondered where he was going there, Hallis, but he used the breeze brilliantly to float it back to Nicolo.
Yes.
He's got tremendous skills. He's a great reader of the play.
Forward they go. In front is Watt. Good gather. Plenty of time. He's got Limachisi short. Well spoiled by Terrell. Beautiful roving by Dunbar. Chance on goal. It's there. Yes, I think. Great goal from Rod Dunbar.
Called it right, Russ.
I was a bit worried, Sam.
And what a great passage of play. And the thing that was highlighted there was Preston's pace. The small brigade really got involved there.
Well, it's going to be a great contest in terms of the differences in the side, really, Sam. Preston with the pace, Williamstown physical. We see here, though, Dunbar, when he takes this ball, pinched after two-wheeler, misses the mark. Look at him run away from Taylor there. Of course, he is one of the favourites for the Liston Trophy.
He really followed through that boot, didn't he? Punched it into the breeze.
12.5 minutes into the first term, and Preston hitting back 2 points down as we go to Windy Hill and Len Thompson.
19 minutes into the first quarter here in Melbourne, 3-1-19, 10 points in front of Essendon, 1-3-9. James Weston.
19 minutes gone here. We've got Fitzroy 3-3-21, leading Footscray 3-2-20.
And siren goes with Williamstown 8-4-52, Preston 4-2-26.
So exactly doubled. Williamstown did Preston with the breeze in that term, and what a quarter of football. 4 goals to Ian Rickman, 2 to Lindsay Carr, singles to Round and Smith. For Preston, their spearhead Shaw has 3, Dunbar 1, 26 points the difference at quarter time here at Point Gellibrand. Well, what a quarter of football. I'm glad we had that break while we went around the VFL grounds, Phil. We could catch our breath. If the finals are anything like this, we have got a final series to savour coming up.
Well, Peter, it's a classic game of football. I think the viewers should note that in these conditions, to kick 12 goals in a quarter is just sensational football. I think that reflects the way that both sides are using the ball. It's just been magnificent. And you've got great forwards at either end of the ground. Rickman at one end with Round, and up the other end you've got Jamie Shaw. And really, the fans fans couldn't want anything more than that. The tackling's ferocious, it's physical stuff, well umpired. It's just a magnificent game of football.
Well, the Breeze, 4 goals, do you think? 26 points?
Well, it'd certainly be worth that much, but the way both sides are able to play into the Breeze, you look at Preston kicking for, just shows you, I think, the talent in the sides. They can both play into the Breeze, so a bit hard to gauge, but certainly in theory it's worth 4 goals, no doubt about it.
This haircut I've had's good for me. I look taller.
Yes,
you
do.
Got nothing to do with the seat.
You've finally achieved the geometric VFA footballers look, and we compliment you on it.
Getting with the strength, it's the way to go. But well, Rickman with Jackson. Can you see a move being made there by Peter Waitman?
No, I think they'll just have to hold that one and see if Jackson can do the job. I don't think anyone else is really suited to the task, and Rickman is just one of those footballers. He can certainly liven proceedings up, and you just never know how many goals he will kick. He's such a great user of the ball. Jamie Shaw, of course, he is in great form, leading and moving well. And Rob Dimattino, well, he's a player who's certainly got his hands full for the day, and he'd be worrying and wondering at different times. Rod Dunbar, as you mentioned, the Liston favourite. That was a fabulous bit of play. Ran on, used his speed, and into the Breeze. Top goal. Lindsay Cale again, driving the ball right up to that forward line. We see Ian Rickman off the pack. And Rickers or choppers, he doesn't miss those on the left boot, and the supporters there love it. Kicks 52 to 54, 15 to 17 in the marks. The handballs, 19 or 18 is it by Williamstown to 9 by Preston, which is a bit surprising given that Preston are going into the Breeze. You'd expect them to handle more free kicks, an advantage to Preston. But a fabulous game of football, no doubt about it. Which side will win it, I really don't know.
Well, the second quarter may answer some of those questions. It's Preston going from left to right with the Breeze this time. Off the ground from Dunbar. Rousel overruns it. Terry Wheeler doesn't. He saw that man coming in Watt, and he'll get a free, Terry. He put the eye up.